Hey YouTube, this is LPN student Nisha, coming from a different, I guess, background. Decided to give you guys a little different scenery today. Saturday, so I'm running some errands, and so I want to get a little personal. And there was something that I hadn't mentioned to you guys, and I know it's something that will probably help someone else, so here it goes. So I basically broke up with my long distance boyfriend. We were together for over a year, and it was crazy. There were red flags about him like in the beginning, but you know, we keep going on thinking that eventually, you know, it'll be different this time, and we give chances and all this other stuff. So this is basically how I found out that he was cheating on me. I will always have my suspicions, but I never had concrete full proof, but I would see different things like on social media and stuff like that. So, and I would point it out to him, and of course, what do guys do? They give you excuses or this and that, and it's like, alright, whatever. But I was already at the point where like I just had enough. So this one particular morning, I had not this past Monday, 2 weeks ago on a Monday, I was on my way to school, and I prayed to God that, you know, I knew I was seeing these red flags and everything, and it's been a long time coming, and my energy, everything just felt so low while being with him. My body was just always tense and stuff, and you know, I was just kind of ready to let it go anyway, but I kept holding on, still giving it the benefit of the doubt till the end. So ended up happening was that I prayed this prayer on my way to school. I said, God, it's like, I know I've been seeing these red flags and stuff, and I know it's just something's not right, I know something's going on. Release me from this. And what ended up happening was that I was on my way, I was in class, and I was on my lunch break when I received a message from a girl on YouTube. So she asked me about dating so-and-so. I was like, yeah. I already kind of knew where it was going, but I was just like, let me just see what's going on, because I had something similar happen before, but it turned out to be fake, for sure. And it was like in the beginning of our relationship, so but it turned out to be fake. So anyways, so she messaged me, so we were going back and forth. She was, initially it was like more like a warning. It was more so like, you know, he doesn't have any pictures of you on his Instagram, nothing like that, whatever. And all this other stuff. She's like, just don't get hurt by him. So I was like, let me just private message her, because it was actually going through comments, and you won't see the comments now, I deleted it, but it was under one of my videos. So I go back and I private messaged her, and it wasn't anything malicious or anything like that. We weren't calling each other bees and stuff like that, nothing like that. It was very cordial, very respectful. She was like, you know, I'm sorry you had to find like this, but I've been with him for months. And she said something that he would always tell me, which was he didn't want people in his business, but if you're in a relationship, why wouldn't you want to show me off, you know? Why would you chose so you can put your mom on it, you can put your kids on it, whatever, but you wouldn't put your girlfriend on there. So after that happened, and I kind of just like because I already knew like for probably months that I had these suspicions, but like I said, I wanted the proof before I really left. And by this time, by like now, I was kind of like fed up with everything anyway. So I went back, and you know, going back and forth with him. And mind you, I was in class while this was happening. I took a quiz and everything, and I passed the quiz. I had 100. But and you know, it was like, oh, you know, I think I know who it could be, and we had some problems with so and so. Not me. It had nothing to do with me. I don't even know these people. And maybe it was them, and this and that. And I basically called him out on his bullshit. I was like, that makes no sense. For someone who doesn't know me, who doesn't even know you're in a relationship with me, regarding the other person, I was like, and for them to retaliate, not against you, but against me. So he just kind of picked me off your Instagram page. Was like, oh, I think that might be his girlfriend. Let me retaliate and tell him that he's cheating. None of it made any sense. So I basically called him out on it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what you thinking or whatever. So we had this hour-long conversation on the phone. And, you know, I'm explaining how I'm feeling and how I felt like I was being neglected, basically, and how I honestly didn't feel like he wanted the relationship anymore. And it showed in his actions. Never pay attention to those words. Those words will get you caught up every single time. Pay attention to those actions. So, and if I would have paid attention for me, if I would have followed his actions in the beginning, I wouldn't have been with him for this long. But it is what it is. So, we had this hour-long conversation. You know, I just want you to communicate with me. I just want you to be consistent with me. This and that, yada, yada, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I'm going to do it. You know, I understand what you're saying. You're right. I don't do that. Da, da, da. Okay. What happens? 4 days go by. Don't hear from him. How you doing? Good morning. And this is the thing. He was very inconsistent anyway. So, but it just boggled my mind that after we already had this hour-long conversation about you not being consistent, and you go for 4 days. So, I would have broken up with him, but I think that Saturday was his birthday, and I didn't want to do that to him. So by that time, I was still kind of giving the benefit of the doubt, whatever. Not necessarily. I just didn't know when was a good time to like break away. And I didn't want to be malicious and do it on his birthday. So I did what he did to me on my birthday. He just sent me a text message, which was all the way back in May. So I sent him a text message. So once I did that, I heard from him the next day, and I heard from him that Monday very briefly. And then that Tuesday, I saw something on Instagram where he was doing emojis and stuff and doing the most on another girl's pic. And it's like, wow. And that's when I was like, I'm done. Over it. I'm done. So I showed it to him, screenshot it, showed it to him. It was like, you have all this time and energy, be putting all this attention to other females, and I said, you can't even do the same for me. And I said, I quit my job to move with you. I mean, to move where you were. And not once have you ever given me an explanation as to why you ceased kind of communicating with me around that time. Not once did you ever get an excuse as to why you didn't want me down there. But he just didn't care. Did not care. When I'm done, I'm done. So this past Thursday made over a week that we just didn't talk or anything. And it wasn't like a clear like, yeah, we're broken up or anything. It was kind of just like us understood or whatever. So I just sent him a text, was like, so that's it then, huh? No apology, no nothing. Been with you for over a year. I don't even get an apology from you. So he put, I apologize. Didn't say anything. Yesterday was my final text to him, and it basically said, you know, I don't hate you, I forgive you. If I never hear from you again, it is what it is. You know, I hope that you have a blessed life, your kids have a blessed life, and I hope that you reap what you sow. And I told him, you know, that he had a dream that he was trying to talk me out of committing suicide or something like that, whatever. This was like maybe a month ago. He told me that, and I was like, how interesting. So the final thing I ended was with that dream that you had of me trying to talk me out of committing suicide. I said I was mentally and spiritually killing myself trying to be with you. And at the end, I thank you for the lessons that I've learned. Because with him, I did grow. Not in the sense that he helped me grow, but I realized that, you know, how I felt about our relationship and where it was going, how it was progressing. I did so much more than I've ever done in a relationship. And it helped me to see that, you know, if I could do all this for the wrong person, imagine what's going to happen when the right one comes along and I'm able to do this. And I definitely found it all to be a blessing. I'm not mad. I don't wish him any harm or anything like that. I just hope that eventually it comes to the senses that you can't treat people this way, especially treat people who loved you, a person who loved you and who's willing to even move to be with you, who cared about you so much, and you just treated them like this, like they were just disposable. And then you complain about not being able to, you know, being able to blame your past relationships or whatever as to why, or be a victim in your past relationships. And it's not even like that. If this is this is the energy you come with, then no, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be in a relationship. So, I'm happy. That day that girl, I'm going to be honest, the day that the girl messaged me, a complete and entire weight was lifted off my shoulders. And I just felt that it was just God speaking to me like, yo, just go. And that was my exit. If you ever been to church and you got to put that one finger up to kind of excuse yourself out of the church, that was my one finger moment, and I was out. I felt just happy. I felt free. You know, for the past few months, I was just I always had anxiety. I was like depressed. I was very sad because he wasn't putting the effort in and everything like that. The day that the girl messaged me, man, I felt free. And I feel free now, and I feel happy, I feel beautiful, I feel smart, I feel confident. Everything that I spent 3 years building up in myself prior to meeting him, because I was single for 3 years before I met him, took a year to break down. It took maybe a week to build back up. Not even. Probably that less than a week. Because with or without him, I will be a nurse. With or without him, I will be successful. And you never just gotta depend on anyone else. Find everything that you want within you, and eventually, that the right energy will find you. Elevate yourself to a good place. Always speak those words of encouragement to yourself, regardless of who's around you. And just be happy. Be happy. Don't ever regret being in a relationship, because in the end, you're always going to look back and see the little things that you did learn. And if you can't see it now, you'll see it later on. And I'm just happy. I'm doing so well in nursing school. And school has always been my comfort, my savior. Whenever I've been, you know, in the past, especially when I was in like grammar school, middle school, high school, I was going through a lot of stuff. So I found it was more school to be always my strength and my comfort. That's what I excelled at. So it wasn't surprising that I went through this and I was in nursing school, because that's how I thrive. That's kind of how I get over my pain, by pushing back and doing well, you know, exceeding and excelling in something else. So I would love to probably put this, like, not into a book, but, you know, maybe like a 30-day love note or something to yourself or something like that. But I definitely want to try and do something to kind of help someone else, because everyone goes through it. I mean, and we're in this world to guide each other and to help each other, regardless of where someone else is in life. Some of us learn our lessons early, some of us learn our lessons late. And I was a late bloomer regarding relationships, so it's just what it is. But that's just my story, and I decided to get a little personal with you guys today. But I know that if it's out there, it'll help someone else. So there it is. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday, and link, comment, subscribe, and that's really it. So let me know what you guys think. Also, Instagram, I'm on LPN_student Nisha, so there's that. And that's it. Bye, guys.